Howdy, comrades. This is Andre Aegis Desjardins for an Outlaws of Thunder Junction Kraga pack. Alright. So I did the pre-release. It's not on anything yet, so I haven't got any games. So, let's get into what I think this is like. Alright, first up is Guild Charger. It is a red and 3 colorless for a porcupine mount. 4/3 and Guild Charger attacks while saddled. It gets +1/+2 and gains menace until end of turn. Saddle 2, fine, playable, probably C-, like very interchangeable card. Whatever. Alright, are you going to do this every time? Probably. Sterling Keykeeper, a white and a colorless for a 2/2, human mercenary. 2 mana tap, target non-mount creature. I think this is a good 2-drop. I'm not sure how the formats are on 2-drops. They're probably very important, so I'm probably bumping this up in my pick order. Probably C+, like 2 mana and tap is a lot. Is not nothing, but it's not like outrageously a lot either, and this one can just do it. And it can also help attacks by like end of turn, tap a blocker, untap, tap another blocker. So very strong. C+, definitely picking it over the porcupine right now. Definitely the card. It's the card to beat. Up next is Painted Naturalist. It's a green and 2 colorless for a 2/3. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards and put a land card from among the mill cards into your hand. If you can't create a treasure token, probably C+. I mean, black-green is the graveyard stuff type deck again. This goes well in the graveyard stuff deck. It probably draws a card, or at least makes it probably like is a 2-for-1 that draws a card. At least makes a treasure. It'd be better if it gave you the choice, but probably C+ along with Sterling Keykeeper. Alright, next we got Jailbreak Scheme. It's a blue for a sorcery with spree, so spree means you have to do one of the other ones. You just can't play it for your storm count or whatever. You have to do another one. But for 3 mana, you can put an additional 3 mana, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It can't be blocked this turn. That is not very good. 4 mana sorcery speed for a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and it can't be blocked this turn is very poor. +2, target artifact or creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. That's what you're playing this for, if anything. The time ebb type effect. Once in a blue moon you'll do the other effect, but like you're doing the time ebb effect, and it's fine. But it's like C-. Since it's now top or bottom, it gives the opponent like a lot of agency. Where like, if it's good and they want it back, they'll just put it on top, or otherwise they'll just ship it to the bottom. That's actually a card where it's like, it's better if it's on top, because you can like put their crappy 2-drop. They don't want drawing on top. But that's probably a C-. Next up, we got Slick Shot Vault Buster. 1 blue, 2 colorless for a human rogue. It's a 1/4, so we have Horn Turtle stats. The days of Horn Turtle are sadly past, but it has Vigilance. And it gets +2/+0 as long as you committed a crime this turn. This is probably a C-. Like, I'm not looking to put this at all. I think this specifically goes in like blue-black crime decks. Like, that's the only thing you'd be looking to do this. So, not looking to play that. Next up, we have Ambush Gigapede, which I'm not sure if it's a reprint, but it might be a functional reprint. 2 black and 4 colorless for a 6/2 flash creature insect. When it enters the battlefield, target creature opponent controls get -2/-2 until end of turn. I'm not sure if this is a real free print or a functional reprint. I think it's on the actual reprint from Ikoria. And the card was really mediocre then. I think it's really mediocre now. Like, the worst part, like, is like if I attack with a 4/4, like this doesn't even trade profitably with that, right? Like that's a lot of mana for not a lot of things. It definitely trades down on the mana. Specifically, I might look for this for there's a lot of 4-2s kicking around, and I think it lines up really good against the 4-2s, but otherwise, no. And I'm not first picking a 6-drop. Get out of here. This is probably a D plus at best. Maybe there's some mill reanimator thing I'm not aware of, but I would hope you have a better target. But against, if I feel I could go into the late game against 4-2s, like the 3-mana 4-2s, I'd play this, but I'd have to be really sure I'm getting to the late game. D plus though, you can put it in your deck. It's fine. Quick draw. 1 red instant. Target creature control gets +1/+1 against first strike until end of turn. Creatures your opponent control lose first strike and double strike until end of turn. This is really similar to all the other 1 red mana creature gets +1/+0 and first strike until end of turn cards. Like with first strike, the extra toughness generally doesn't mean very much. And this is actually a flavor fail, because if you cast Quick Draw and then I cast Quick Draw, your creatures, like if you cast Quick Draw and let it resolve and then I do, your creatures lose first strike. This is like D minus. Like, you can put those combat tricks in your deck, but whatever. Alright, on to uncommons. This town ain't big enough. Why don't I put these over here and then we can see that, be like, I don't know what I'm doing. We all know that anyway. This town ain't big enough is a blue and 4 colorless. Wow, that's a lot. Alright. Instant, it costs 3 less to cast. If it targets a permanent you control, alright, return up to 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. So it's run away together, or this 5-mana spell. This is probably a fine 5-drop. You're looking, of course, if you have a bunch of cards like Holy Cow, this card gets a lot better. Creature with good enter the battlefield effects, but it's not bad. Still, it's not fantastic. The modality of it is good. I'm going to put it at a C. Like, you'll play it, commits crimes, it's fine, but I would really expect it to perform just as a middling card. Alright, make your own luck. It's a sorcery, it's a blue, a green, and 3 colorless. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted, and put the rest in your hand. So this is along the lines of like Urban Evolution or something. Paying 5 mana to like draw 3 cards and do a little thing. This case, it happens to be maybe more than a little thing. You could, in theory, hit something big. So the question with this card is, will you be able to take turn 5 off in the format to do nothing? And I hope the answer is yes, because I would love to play this card. I would love for it to be good. Given current Magic formats, the answer is probably no more times than I wish. This set looks a bit better than... Looks like it may be a little bit slower than Murders, and I mean, Wilds and Caverns was super quick, so like you could never think about playing this card main in Wilds or Caverns. You maybe could in Murders, so I think you maybe can here. I'm not going to start on a 2-color card to begin with, unless I knew this was a B+, but I don't think it's a B+. I think it's a C card you can put in your deck, and hopefully you'll be able to take turn 5 off. That being said, there's definitely some matches where this will be a B-, B+, but I think on average it's going to do like a C, so we'll see where it lands. I'm not first picking it, but the thoughts are more important than the end. Alright, Mage Bane Lizard. Look at that, man. That's awesome art. Red and colorless for a 1/4, so that is above rate. When a player casts a non-creature spell, Mage Bane Lizard deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-creature spells they cast this turn. So it may deal damage here or there and limited. It's probably more for Constructed or Commander. 1/4 for 2 is good stats if you're looking to block. Again, I'm not sure how often you're looking to block in this format. Red isn't the color you usually block in. And like red-blue is generally known as the spells deck, and so even if you take it, you might not necessarily want to play it in your deck. I'm going to give this a C-. It's not aggressive. I don't think it's going to do what you are looking for it to do in this format, and I think there are just some decks you're going to play and it's going to be very bad for you. So, C-. Hope this card's good, though. Man, that art's awesome. Okay. We have a rare. Beg forgiveness. Satoru the Infiltrator. It's a legendary creature. Human Ninja Rogue. So it is a criminal. Menace. And whenever it and or one or more other non-token creatures enter the battlefield under your control, if none of them were cast... Wow, hold on. I gotta get this. If none of them were cast, or no mana was spent to cast them, draw a card. Alright, so it's a plot card in this set. There's no convoke. You're not going to be getting any convoke value in here. It's really neat for if none of them were cast or no mana was spent to cast them. I'm not sure if Nijitsu's even casting or not, so I don't even know if it's good for that, but this is obviously for plot. I didn't see a lot of plot cards in these colors. It's fine. It's probably like a 2-3 for 2. If you're in red-black, it's probably like a C+. Otherwise, no, and I'm not looking to start this. Again, I don't know the set super well, so I might be wrong, but I'm not stoked for this. Alright, we got the breaking news. Humiliate. And it's a black and white for sorcery. Target opponent reveals your hand. You choose an online card from that player discards that card. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. This was fine in Strixhaven, I believe is where it's from, with Silverquill casting it. I don't think the black-white seems more like a sacrifice deck than a aggressive tempo +1/+1 counter deck, so this is probably going to perform worse there. And it's a bad top deck, so this is like D. Sometimes you'll put it in if you just need to make them, you need to do the Thoughtseize effect to them, but not very excited for this. Alright, we got a foil. Take the fall. Target creature gets -1/-0 until end of turn. It gets -4/-0 instead if you control an outlaw, and draw a card. So there was one from Ravnica that gave -4/-0 until end of turn, and if it was you had a wizard, you drew a card. This is probably better than that, as -1/-0 and draw a card. Not great, but you can play it. I think Timely Interference was another one from Dominaria United that you could play. And then you'll often just get the -4/-0 if you have Outlaws, so good. Sadly, I'm considering this one with the others. Not good. And we got a Swamp. We got a QR code and a map. So we have these three. If I'm playing to win or something, I'm probably choosing this one. I hope this one's good. I hope this is what I get to do. Mill some stuff, get some graveyard value. And I think Take the Fall's good too. Maybe I should be taking the gold cards higher because the deserts may make it easier to splash them. I'm not sure. But that will do as the format falls out. If that's the case, and you will be able to spend a little time dirtling, you should take the draw 3 plot a card instead of these. But I'm not sure that's how the format is going to pan out, so I'd much rather take things that affect the board, because I'm a boring, responsible person that eats vegetables. Alright. Thank you, comrades. This is Andre Aguirre Desjardins signing off.